Greetings friends and welcome back to another Shakes and Fidget video. What you can see on screen here is the PvP tier list, guys, and let this sink in. Have a little look at this tier list, guys. What comes to mind immediately, guys? Tell me in the comments, or before you do that, hear me out. This list is not based on my opinion, although I think it kind of fits my experience. This tier list is based on SFTools using several different levels, weapon ranges, stat distributions, and this is kind of how I made like several calculations. Of course, keeping in mind that every class has an armor of like 100k, so it's always the full value. And I was also using the Smith converting page where you can reliably, like if you just enter 1k and 2k, which is that possible? I don't know. Then you can see how it converts to a scout weapon and to a mage weapon, right? So to accurately convert that damage and the values, I used this. So this is quite reliable, and all of that yielded the same results. We always have the assassin at number 1. We have the druid and paladin kind of exchangeably here, always being ranked 2 and 3. We have the scout always being better than the rest, and then we have the mid tier, which is very exchangeable. It has been very exchangeable, but the bard tends to be the best of them, and the warrior tends to be the worst of them. And then we have the necro, which whatever you do, it doesn't matter. Even if you give only him like a different skill distribution, which works for the mage, for example. If you're the only one that skills with higher intelligence and less constitution. Of course, because then you beat the other mage classes, which results in a higher total win rate. But even doing that for the necro, it doesn't even work. It's just so bad in PvP, apparently. You know, of course, SFTools is not 100% reliable, maybe, or maybe it is. I can't really tell because I'm not like an IT expert or something. But I think, why would SFTools be like slightly off, right? Because you can see here, the percentages are always like around 50 still, right? So if something was wrong, wouldn't it be like more apparent? So as you can see, the necro is always every tier, every skill distribution, every level. It is just the worst in PvP. But guys, don't get demotivated. In game, you really won't feel it that much, right? Because in reality, not everyone's going to have the same skill distribution, and people are gonna have like different weapon ranges and stuff. So there is more to that than meets the eye. One other thing that probably came to your mind immediately is, why the hell is the battle mage that low? Yeah, guys, and I think we are kind of biased. The battle mage itself isn't that good, but the thing is, he has that class bonus, and the class bonus, it does a lot. I tested this, and as you can see here, when I give him a class bonus of like 4k, which is kind of accurate at that at these stats, he immediately will jump to the top and has a huge huge advantage over all the other classes. And that is the reason why the battle mage is so strong in PvP, because of the class bonus, right? So he isn't actually that good. If you remove that class bonus, he would be like, oh my god. So this is the reason why they don't want to remove that class bonus, I think, because then he is the worst at PvE and one of the worst classes in PvP as well. And yeah, so much for the battle mage. There is one other class you may think like, what's going on there, and that is probably the mage, because you should think like, wait, the mage, shouldn't that be the class where everything is balanced around? And yes, that's true. And the only reason why the mage is this low is actually the assassin. It's crazy. I did a 1 versus all calculation, and the assassin beats the shit out of him, and the rest is pretty balanced. But the reason that the assassin exists means the mage gets, downgraded a lot. which is kind of crazy because usually you'd think that the mage could have like good chances against the assassin, but in reality, I think, yeah, it's not that easy. Well, actually, here we have a counterexample, but that's one crit and another crit. But as you can see here, if Caesar had crit twice, then he would already have been dead. So, yeah. And also, the Bard, you'd think he is also very strong PvP. And he has these funny moments. And I think we need to kind of, you know, stop being that biased about some things, because when we see like a class that performs, that does like a crazy crit, or, you know, like the necro can do with the hound, you'd think like, oh my god, he's so OP. And yeah, but in reality, that's just the moments that stick out to us, like in our brains, right? When we see something like that, we're like, oh my god, that's so strong. But yeah. So guys, this list is all I have for you today. We got the PvP tier list here. If you for some reason have some expertise in SFTools and why, I don't know, something could be off here, you can definitely write in the comments. Otherwise, I thank you for watching, and I hope you don't get demotivated from playing the necro. It's still my favorite class, and the assassin is still my least favorite class. But what can you do, right? Life isn't fair. And good luck in Shakes and Fidget, and see you next time.